Question: a firm reports a stable solvency capital requirement, SCR, over several years, and argues that this demonstrates strong risk management. Critically evaluate this claim. Your answer must integrate risk measurement, model risk, the actuarial control cycle, and the external business environment. 9 marks. Section 1. Interpretation and key points. Quick awareness check. Stability versus responsiveness. A risk measure that doesn't move in a moving world is likely broken, not stable. The model lag. If assumptions aren't updated, the SCR becomes a historical relic rather than a future safeguard. Feedback failure. If the control cycle loop is broken, the firm is flying blind with old data. Tail dependency. External volatility usually causes risks to clump together. If the SCR doesn't rise, it's ignoring this convergence. Section 2. Logic breakdown. 1. The fallacy of smoothness. Start by debunking the stability myth. Capital should fluctuate as the market does. If the external business environment is volatile, inflation, interest rate shifts, but the SCR is flat, the risk measurement is failing to capture reality. 2. Model risk, parameter stagnation. Explain that an SCR is only as good as its inputs. If the firm hasn't recalibrated its model, it suffers from model risk. The model is rigid, it is using old correlations for a new environment. 3. The actuarial control cycle, broken loop. Link the failure to the monitoring stage. An actuary must perform actual versus expected AE analysis. If the experience A is changing but the model E remains the same, the feedback loop is failing to trigger a re-specification of the problem. 4. Prudent governance. Conclude that false reassurance is the ultimate danger. A stable SCR might lead the board to take on more risk or pay higher dividends just as the actual tail risk is growing. Section 3. High distinction model answer. A stable solvency capital requirement, SCR, is not a proxy for effective risk management. Rather, in a volatile external business environment, it is often symptomatic of model rigidity. Risk measurement should be dynamic. If market conditions, inflation regimes, or claims frequencies are shifting while the SCR remains static, the model is failing to respond to new information. This lack of sensitivity suggests that the firm is relying on stale assumptions, which creates a significant model risk where the capital buffer no longer reflects the true economic risk of the enterprise. Within the framework of the actuarial control cycle, the firm's claim fails because it ignores the necessity of the feedback loop. Robust risk management requires continuous monitoring where actual experience is compared against model expectations. If external factors such as increased market interdependence or tail dependency have evolved, professional judgment dictates that the model must be recalibrated. A stable SCR suggests that the firm has skipped the re-specification phase of the cycle, resulting in a capital figure that provides false reassurance to the board while the underlying probability of insolvency increases. Ultimately, the goal of risk management is responsiveness, not stability. In a period of economic turbulence, a sound model should show an increasing SCR to account for heightened volatility and changing correlations. Therefore, stability without evidence of rigorous stress testing and assumption review represents a failure of governance. It indicates a compliance-only mindset that prioritizes smooth reporting over the prudential reality of the insurer's solvency position.